Hey there, and welcome to Edit My Photo for November 2021. This image, submitted by Ina, is really fun and the dog has a great expression, but that shadow, it's really unfortunate it is over half the dog, leaving that expression in the dark. So in this edit, we're going to focus on evening out the light a little to rescue this as much as we possibly can. Feel free to follow along from start to finish or fast track through the tutorial using the chapter links below. As always, if you like the video, please subscribe to this channel for more pet photography shooting and editing tips and tricks. Hi, I'm Turner-Bullock from Unleashed Education, and you've tuned into another episode of Edit My Photo. We run these free editing challenges in the Unleashed Education community. Each challenge runs monthly and goes through a few different stages. Firstly, I submit one of my raw images for members to download and edit. This shot is Cesar howling in the hills. We had a great shoot in one of my most favourite locations, the Port Hills over Christchurch City here in New Zealand, despite it being very windy and cold. The sunset was beautiful and it set everything around us in the city below aglow with the golden light as I was taking this shot. For this challenge, I asked people to use colour in their edits to convey emotion and pay attention to detail, removing anything that took attention away from Cesar, so that he becomes the sole focus of the image. There was a great variety in the submissions, and one of the things I asked for, the use of colour to convey emotion, was really great in all of the submissions, with everything from a warm golden glow to cooler tones and even a nighttime style edit. Everyone paid really great attention to details too, and there were some really clean edits that left nothing distracting attention from Cesar howling. In the end, I chose this month's winner because I really loved the colour treatment that they used, adding some hazy warmth at the top of the image as well as an overall softness in the background. But what really clinched the win was the crop, which I thought made the perfect composition. The winner of this month's challenge is Ina. In the second stage of the challenge, the winner of the challenge gets to submit one of their raw files for me to edit. And Ina submitted this raw image right here. I love the dog's expression, but it's lost in the shadows a little, so I'm going to use the new Adobe Lightroom masking tools to help me bring out the detail and even the lighting. Then in Photoshop, I'll do a little bit more work to make the adjustments look more natural. Make sure you watch all the way to the end so you can see the finished result, and as always, I welcome your questions and feedback in the comments section. I'm here in Lightroom, and before I do anything with local adjustments, I'm going to make a few adjustments globally, which are going to include taking the shadows up, bringing the highlights down, adding some clarity and dehaze, probably some vibrance and saturation, and I'll maybe even make a bit of a tone curve adjustment as well, just to get as much detail in this shadow as I can. So I'll do those adjustments first, and we'll make this a little speed edit, and I will see you when I'm ready to start making some adjustments with the new masking tools. Okay, so now we can see a little bit more of this expression and how absolutely gorgeous it is. I am going to go to the new masking tools. I think for this, what I'm going to just use is a brush. And I want to bring some detail back into the highlights here with the brush tool. I'm just making sure that I've got a nice feather on that brush, and I'm going to start just brushing it on. And from there, I'll take the exposure down. Because this is in the full sun here, you're also getting a bit more warmth in the light and a little bit more contrast too. So I'm going to take the white balance down and also play a little bit with the texture and the clarity. That doesn't look too bad. new mask, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to use the brush, and this time I'm going to paint with auto mask turned on onto the shadowed side, and just give that exposure a little bit of a boost again, and then bring some warmth. I wonder if we turn auto mask off and brush the whole shadow area, how that will look. Now what I'm noticing is a little bit more of a difference between these two sides, so I'm going to go back to this other mask. So this is the great thing with the new masks in Lightroom, is that you can use them independently, pretty much in the same way as you use layers in Photoshop. I'll take this exposure back up a little bit. I think we probably could add a little bit of magenta in here too. Going to make one final adjustment here with a new mask and the brush again, and that's going to be in this highlighted area in the foreground, just to take the edge of the exposure down there as well. And from here I'm going to take it into Photoshop. What I want to work on now in Photoshop is this line, this hard line here, from the difference between the light and the shadows where we were originally. To do that, I'm going to do some patching and cloning, just to even all that out a little bit more. So the first thing I want to do is make a new layer with Command and J. I'll zoom in a little bit. So that's got the hardness of the line out, but I still want to work on it a little bit more. I've got the clone stamp selected and really low opacity, and I'll just take some areas from, well, probably from both sides, I think, just to give them a bit more blending. Okay, I think we've evened that out quite nicely. I'm just going to finish up with the edit in Photoshop. A little bit of tidying up some of the bits of highlights and bits of leaves that I find distracting, and I'll do some eye enhancement and just finish up in my usual ways with some of the attention to details. We'll speed this up and I'll see you back in Lightroom. Okay, so that is the Photoshop adjustments done. What I also did there at the end was apply a little bit of denoise using Topaz for that. Now I think it's just really a matter of a little crop, I think will be nice on this, so we can get rid of some of this highlight in the top. Also, perhaps a little vignette as well. I think that's about it. So we've gone from our raw file here to our Lightroom edited file and our finished edit. Now, it's not perfect, I realise that, but I think this has become a much more usable image without that weird line and the disparity between the back of the dog with the highlights on it, the warm contrasty light, and the cool, dark, shadowy light on the front end of the dog. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you again for my next Edit My Photo.
Hey, it's me again. If you're wondering how you can get involved in these challenges, it's easy. You just need to be a member of the Unleashed Education community, created by myself, Craig Turner-Bullock, and Australia's finest pet photographer, Charlotte Reeves. All you need to do to participate in these challenges is join our Facebook group and then opt in to the free Edit My Photo online hub, where we set the challenges monthly, post the wrap-ups and announce the winner of completed challenge. And we also share our winner's edit in a tutorial like this one. We also create an editing tutorial, which we call Unleashed Edit, of the raw file that we set for the challenge. This comprehensive edit is available in the Unleashed Education membership, a paid membership which includes access to all of our premium pet photography courses, educational videos, ebooks, guest artist videos, editing tutorials, 4 monthly live group coaching calls, and of course a private members only Facebook group. Through the membership, Charlotte and I share all of our best shooting and editing education, everything that you need to become a better pet photographer. Plus, there's stacks of inspiration packaged up in a fantastic, friendly, worldwide community. But to get you started, Charlotte and I would love to have you join in on these free Edit My Photo challenges. If you'd like to find out more, check the link in the description.